Hello, my name is Eugene, and today we're going to discuss different types in Swift as a programming language. So, Swift has basic types. Swift have characters and string, number, float, double, and Boolean. Different types in the programming language, and today I'm going to explain and talk about each of them and give you general information about types. In the future videos, we're going to talk about each and every one of them more in more details on how to use them. So let's get started. So today we're going to start with a string. A string is used mainly for textual representation, textual information as a text. For example, a name as a string, or whatever it might be. A message is also a string. And it's important to remember that a string always has quotation marks. Always. That's very important. If you look at the examples, like greetings, hello, Swift ASL, that is a string. Name, Eugene, same. That is a string. A message, that is also a string. This channel is where we talk about code in ASL. Even a phone number, it is indeed string as well, because we see the quotation mark, it is a string. So a string as a number. If we have quotation marks, that is indeed a string. And doesn't matter if we have a number. For example, number 12, it is still a string. Yes, 12 is a number, but in the programming language, because we have a quotation mark, is a string. Sometimes we have to use empty string. For example, when program starts, a text is not ready yet. So we use empty string. And later on in the program, we will have more text and that text will change. And we have to use empty string. We use quotation mark just like this one. And it will be empty string. Character. A character that is very easy to confuse with a string. Why? Because character and string, they're both using quotation marks. Both. And it's better to use type annotation. Like in this example, we have a letter, which is a character, and we have a word. That is a string. So, and if we see like type, character is a type annotation. For example, a letter, we annotate it as a character, like A, capital A, and a word, A, is a string. It's a different type indeed. Integer. Integer is a number. That is a whole number, not decimal number. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, 10. It's not a decimal number, not 1.3, not 1.5. It's a whole number. That's very important to remember. Swift programming language has decimal numbers, so let's talk about it now. So we have float and double. They both examples of decimal numbers. 0.5, 1.1, 3.5, 32.5, whatever it might be. They both decimal numbers, but there is a one significant difference. Float that uses 32-bit to store information, and double uses 64-bit to store information. Float and double, they both store information, but they store it a little bit differently. Usage of double is very common in the programming language, and we use both double and float in Swift programming language. It's very, very common. And it's important to remember that these are different types, float and double, and how they store in memory. Boolean, that's one is an interesting one. Boolean, it means true or false. True or false. And that's basically it. For example, if your program just started and you want to know when program will be finished, you want a system to let you know when it finished, you can use a Boolean as finished. It will be true or false. If your program is finished, your variable will be changed to true. And if your program has not been finished yet, so your variable will be false. So it stores two single values, true or false. And now let's talk about type inference. What does it mean? Swift knows automatically what kind of type you are using. For example, greetings. Hello, Swift ASL, that is a string. Because we have quotation mark. And Swift automatically knows that it is a string. If we use a value true or false, that is Boolean, and also Swift automatically knows that it is a Boolean. And it knows that automatically its types. And it's important to remember that in Swift, Swift automatically knows what type of you're using, what type of value you're using, and we don't have to often use type annotation because Swift just will automatically know what type of we're using and recognize that. And it's important to know that a Swift is a strongly typed language. What does it mean? For example, we have a variable and we assign it a type of Boolean. And if we are trying to, later in the program, to change it to a string, we can't do it. It's impossible. Swift will give us a warning that changing the value to a string is not possible because it is a Boolean. So we can't do that. That's illegal in the Swift programming language. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.